this thing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Talking of hearing, I'm very deaf, so when it comes to you asking me questions, I might have to lean over and get it privately translated for me, if you don't mind. Apart from that, I'll just keep rabbiting on until you're so bored you're out of here in 5 minutes.
If anybody has a question, there is a mic right there. We can line up. We have a few questions ourselves, so.
Why don't you start off and get that? Very nice of you to come, by the way. It's on this
Very
rather
nice.
quiet first Friday. Very grateful to you. Thank you.
So I guess the first question would be, how did it feel to work with various bonds on non-bond projects?
And what? What was the last one?
On non-bond projects.
On non-bond projects? You mean any other work I've done apart from a bond? How do I feel about that? Well, talking of bond, last Sunday was a big celebration of the life and work of Roger Moore, and at Pinewood Studios, where all the Bond films were made. And I was very honoured that I went there, not just as a friend of his, which I was, but representing Prince Charles, who wasn't able to be there. He was a great admirer and friend of Roger's. So that was a great honour for me. I can't tell you what a wonderful occasion it was. Everybody was there. People came from all over the world to celebrate him. And people gave wonderful speeches, Michael Caine and people who knew him very well. I didn't have to say anything, thank God. I didn't actually have to be Prince Charles. That's a characterisation which is beyond me. Anyway, working apart from the Bond film has been most of my life. Bond film was only 3 months of it, but that was a terrific film to make. I enjoyed it so much. It came at a very good time for me. Sorry, I'll keep on talking. I had a very, very, very lean year, and I got a call after about 9 months to go and do a film in Athens with Tony Hopkins starring, a Roman film. With very bad money, but it was something, and I signed up to do that, and I was going out the week after, and suddenly there was a Screen Actors Guild strike. All American films were halted, and I was stuck in England, having booked for my son and my wife to come out to Athens. Oh God! My agent rang and said, "Don't fear, that they want you to do another film, which is in Corinth, quite near there." And they want me to do it. Oh, fantastic! Wow, what luck! So out I went, and they had to go ahead of me because that was the booking. And I went out anyway. That was a very poorly paid film, but a very useful stepping stone. Because while I was out there, I was told that they want to see you for the Bond film. And I said, "Stop pulling my leg. I'm working hard enough now. Don't piss about with me, please." And they said, no, they really want to see you for it. I said, "What for?" "For the villain." I said, "What?" Anyway, to cut a long story short, they did let me go at a weekend. And I got back to London via Hamburg and Frankfurt and London, having shot on the Saturday morning. I got back to talk to them, and there was this wonderful hotel room, Tubby Broccoli, the chap who runs the Bond films, and his daughter Barbara, and his wife Dana, a very beautiful, very frightening woman, but we knew that all the decisions came from her, as they do, I think you've noticed, gentlemen. And I had to be interviewed. Don't smoke, people said. They hate smokers. I used to smoke then. Damn silly thing to do, but I did. So I didn't smoke. And anyway, to cut a long story short, I got the picture that morning. I went back that evening. I was on the set again on the Monday. And I bought the whole crew a drink that evening to celebrate getting the villain in a Bond film. And that was immediately after this crap film I was doing in Corfu, in Corinth. So suddenly my life, that's a story of an actor's. It happens so often, dong, suddenly. And of course it can suddenly go bong like that as well, like it's gone for me in the last year. But that's because I'm 82. And there are none of our parts for people are 82. If there are, Christopher Plum against them. Okay.
Now, after the Bond movie For Your Eyes Only, you were Walter Donovan in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, an American who joined the Nazi Party on the search for eternal life. Now, tell us about that character and what it was like to get into that.
Whenever anybody said, you were horrible, you were a member of the Nazi Party, you were horrible in that, I say, well, what would you do for the secret of eternal life? Think about it. Think about those friends you could do without. Anyway, I went out for that film. It was pure, what's the word, nepotism. Because my next door neighbour in London happened to be a man called Robert Watts, who was executive producer on Star Wars, yes, you'll remember his name, and again on Indiana Jones. And on the first one, and then this one came up. And he said, do you want to go up for it? I said, of course I do. And I went up for the sergeant, I don't know if you've seen the film, the Nazi sergeant, whose picture, much to my fury, is on the bottom right-hand side of the poster. Then he's got a really evil face, and then I can understand why. Very good actor. Anyway, I went up for that, and I read for that. I came home, and my agent said, I'm afraid he didn't get it. Oh well, that's another one gone. Next day he rang and said, they want to see you from Walter Donovan. I said, which is Walter Donovan? I haven't read the script, I've only read those little bits concerning the sergeant. He said, it's the villain. I said, the villain? In an Indiana Jones film? With Harrison Ford and Sean Connery? Yes, he said. I've got to go up for that this afternoon, he said. Hone up your American accent. I said, well, all right. And I went along, and I did the whole interview with an American accent. It was a thing I cobbled out of nowhere. Well, you'd have been ashamed of me. But anyway, to cut the long story short, as you know, I got the role, which was fantastic. And then, of course, I started to work on the accent properly, to get a proper sort of Boston-type accent with this upper-class American man. And I'll tell you a little story about that. I just finished the sequence, which if you've seen it, you'll remember, of when I'm in the desert in that tank, where I fulfilled my life's ambition. I'd always wanted to be like Rommel in the last war, who stood at the front of his tank going, and I got to do that. Anyway, at the end of that day, it was a very satisfactory, very hard day, very hot, very dirty, and a very satisfying day. We really did get what we wanted. And Spielberg, I'm working with Steven Spielberg. He came up and said, Julian, this sounds like a complimentary thing, so it is. Julian, your American accent is so good, he said, you'll never stop making American movies after this. I've never made one since. So he's not right about everything. It was a terrific film to make, because of course it was Sean, who I've known since he was 25, from a television series I did with him in England, when he was still a footballer, as well as an actor. And I got to know him then, and then I did several things with him after that. So I knew him, which was what a great guy he really is. And I'm told, ladies, that he gets more and more attractive every day. Is that right? Yeah, Sean Connery. And Harrison Ford, who I'd only been introduced to on the Star Wars movie. I didn't know him at all. Got to know him quite well, of course, on Indiana Jones. What a charming man, and very quiet, very reticent. Keeps himself to himself. With a very, very naughty, out of the corner of his mouth, sense of humour. You can see that from the way he works, can't you? So it was a paradise film to make, frankly. Very lovely locations, and with people like Sean Connery. And Denham Elliott, of course, that friend of Sean, of Indiana Jones. Such a fine actor. He's gone now, which is such a sad thing. Great stage actor too. So the whole thing was a great experience, and that one remains my favourite film I've ever made. I've loathed some films, loved making others, but that really does top it. Everything was right about it. Even the money was right on that one.
Right, now your character in Star Wars, General Maximilian Veers, is non-canonically still alive. He may have died in the novelization, but that doesn't count anymore. So, if JJ called and said, would you like to reprise your role in Episode 9 and walk your way down to Pinewood Studios, would you take the call?
Well, I don't know in that world what is the age of military retirement. But technically speaking, of course, I'd be delighted. What happened on that one was, that was again another nepotistic thing from my neighbour, who was Robert Watts, who was also executive producer on the Star Wars films. He was the one who actually, when they were making the first one, pleaded with them halfway through. They said, this is not going to work, this is not going to work. And he was the one who said, you've got to keep going with this. It's going to be an absolute blockbuster. And they said, oh, I don't think it will be. It will be, said Robert. And wasn't he right? That part was only 5 days. It didn't really say much to me on the page. He had a scene with Darth Vader, as we know, which was good, talking to this black plastic carapace with a voice inside it. So it was a bit of an effort to imagine it was Darth Vader. Dear old Dave Prowse in the middle of it. But anyway, it was all right. It was quite a nice scene. And then the battle scene, of course, which was okay. And I thought, well, this is worth playing, but there's nothing much really. Now, here I am, and I now attend quite a lot of conventions which are only Star Wars enthusiasts, and so this little part has done me a great deal of good. I didn't have to think very hard about it, frankly. It wasn't one for that character depth that was necessary, has been necessary in other things. He seemed to talk on the script the language he should talk. He was the only one to vaguely stand up to Darth Vader, which was quite nice, was a good thing to do. And he did have that battle scene, driving that. Now that was quite an adventure. I was on the top of a gantry with a blue screen behind me. Didn't know what I was driving, and I had a little mock-up control panel in front of me. They shook me about a lot, while we were going, and the dialogue was such incomprehensible gobbledygook. I had to learn it really phonetically, and it's the only time I've ever done it on the film. There was one line on it which I simply couldn't get right. After all this stuff, it was at the end of the speech, and it was all by itself, and I took 16 takes on it. So ashamed. Now, you'll understand why it was so difficult. I'm going to tell you the line now. Ready? Target the main generator. After having talked all this other stuff, oh, thank God I got through that. That line went. Anyway, that's gone down a little bit in the history of the Star Wars franchise. I enjoyed that 5 days, all right. It was a normal filming 5 days in nice costumes, and I looked quite good then, and I was quite pleased with that, but I had no idea what was going to happen to it. Here I am in front of you now, and along with the other ones I made, of course. But what a franchise! If you're going to ask, which you haven't yet, so I shall preempt your question. The first 3 Star Wars films are for me, and it's not because I'm the age I am. First 3 were the definitive films. Glad you agree. Films since have been good. I mean, very well made. I mean, the way they're doing them now is it's greedy, but they're being very well made. Riding on the back of the franchise, I don't blame them. We all want to make money. But they're all very well made, but what they've lost, they have to have lost, is not, and it's not the producer's fault. is they've lost that element of surprise which we all had when we first saw those films. But it was when I was a young man and that first film started, with those aeroplanes, or whatever they're called, going between those rocks, and we simply couldn't believe that was happening in front of our very eyes. It was pure film magic. Well, now, of course, we see that all the time. Any television show you see has got something like that going on. The CGI and all those things we didn't have then. So we're deprived of that great surprise at Star Wars. Also, I think it lost a tremendous thing with the death of Alec Guinness. Not that he would have done another one, I think he probably wouldn't. But that extraordinary figure in the centre of the first three was such a powerful image, and it was so subtly done, and he was so completely brilliant in it. I thought, what is this man? You see, he's so enigmatic. I think they lost a bit after that because they didn't have him. However, that having been said, they're very successful, and I wish everybody joy. And new stars are being made out of them, and I welcome that. And lucky pigs.
Okay, my question is, what are your favorite moments from your career, and what are your least favorite moments from your career?
Thank you for the question. It's a tricky one because I've had so many very exciting moments. Most of them I have to say in the live theatre, because I am primarily a stage actor who's been blessed with this extraordinary other career in films as well. But the Royal Shakespeare Company was the centre of my life for 13 years. I built my way up. Incidentally, for the first time since 1959, I met an actor here who was signing Clive Revel. And he was with the Royal Shakespeare Company all those years ago, and we fell into each other's arms. We couldn't believe it. He was almost a leading player then, and I was just someone who wanted to spear. Forest Lord and Jolly Fisherman. That sort of Shakespeare person. He came to America and he lives now, as you know. To meet him was simply fantastic. So most of my great moments have been in the theatre, but there have been triumphant moments. Indiana Jones, I came out of that dancing on air because I just knew that we'd made a crackingly good film. And everything about it was right. And when we went to the premiere of it in London, I took my wife and my son, who's also an actor, who incidentally, I don't know if you knew that there's two plays, theatre plays, about Harry Potter taking place in London at the moment. The biggest smash in the whole of the West End of London, called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and my son is playing Harry Potter. So, like that. Julian Glover, anyway, I was, where was I? Oh yes, the funniest moment, which I'm not sure it tells very well, but well, there are two. In Indiana Jones, you who've seen it will remember the sequence when I am first revealed as a villain. I'm in the chair and I turn around and I'm the baddie. And Harrison and Sean are tied together back to back. And they're having a muttered conversation. And we were rehearsing this scene. I don't know what the original line was. The point of this story is that Spielberg encourages his actors to improvise if he thinks it's a good idea. And if it's a good idea, he keeps it in it. If it's not a good idea, we laugh and pass over, we don't do it. I can't remember the original line now. Okay, so they're muttering to each other over their shoulders. And at one point, they're talking about the girl. An actress called Miss Doody. Sean said, Doody? Doody? How can I say that? Anyway, dog's Doody. And they were muttering away. And Sean mentions, Harrison mentions the goat. And Sean mutters over, she's German, of course. And Harrison said, how do you know that? said, "She talks in her sleep." Now that was completely off the cuff, and we just fell over. I mean, what a brilliant, brilliant line. And it evoked, of course, from Harrison, such a variety of expressions on his close-up. It was simply magic, magic line. And Spielberg said, "That's it, that's in the movie." And so it was. Like the accident in what was the film after that? The great scene in the bazaar when he has that fight, the scimitar fight, and in the bazaar and wherever it is, Timbuktu or somewhere, and this chap comes at him with this great big scimitar to have the fight. Well, they worked out that fight, they've practiced that fight really well, because Sean's a very considerable actor and he works like a devil, and they got it really good. That day, he had the full Mexican tummy, both ends. He was shaking with discomfort and weakness, and he said to Spielberg, "I can't do it." I simply cannot do it. And Spielberg says, "You've got to do it, Harrison. We've only got this location for one day, and it's central to the film." And Harrison said, "Can I try something?" And he did what you saw. The chap presented himself, he took out his gun and shot him. That's the funniest moment in that film. And that again, Stephen said, "That's better than anything we could have written." Fantastic. So that's the sort of director that Spielberg is. He loves the contribution of people. And of course, another thing about Spielberg, as I'm sure you all know, I'm preaching to the converted here, aren't I? That he knows about everything on that film set. The only thing he can't do, he can do everything else. He can light, he can camera operate, he can be a chippy, he can make it physically, the props and things. What he can't do is act. And he knows that, but he adores actors because they're doing something he can't do. And so he worships them and welcomes things like that. Unlike some directors who are envious of actors because they can act and they want to be actors, but they're not, they're directors. And they take it out on you because of that. Some do, I won't name any names. Not many, I have to say, but they do. God, I do shunt around, don't I? Sorry.